Hey, Biker Trash here. Well, I'm here with the new Revenge of the Fallen, Hunt for the Decepticons, whatever they want to call this line now. Battle Blades Optimus Prime. It is a smaller version of this guy. So, let me get this guy into robot mode and see how they stack up. And this is what the guy looks like, all transformed into robot mode. He does, of course, have the two blades, hence the Battle Blades name. One thing, it took me a little while to actually realize this. The way that he's packaged in box, these arm guards that break up the hood are in this position. They actually come back about that far to expose the hands. Had kind of a duh moment whenever I realized that in the middle of filming a review, where I was saying, oh, you know, it's kind of weird that they don't expose the hands any better than, oh, Josh is dumb. But anyway, I really do like this guy a lot. Let me get the, let me talk about the guns for a moment. The fuel tanks become guns, kind of like in the Japanese version of the movie the leader figure. And they can, of course, go into the hands. Like that, and they do pretty good. I mean, they're not the worst Optimus Prime guns ever. They're not the best. The best would probably be from the Classics Optimus. But they're workable. Now, one thing I like to do a little bit different with them is slide the hood back forward, and there's a small gap right there. And in the movie, he didn't have a handgun, his hand became a gun. And just snap that in place right there, and it really does shorten up things, make it look more integrated with them, more than, say, he's just holding a gun. And I'm really wearing the wrong color shirt for this. But anyway. And here are the two of them together. Now, right off the bat, this one does, of course, look a lot more imposing. It's larger and has a better shelf presence than this one, just because it is huge. Really, though, there's surprisingly little detail that was lost whenever they made the smaller one. And I keep saying it's a smaller version. There is almost nothing between the two that's directly comparable. The transformations are completely different. The only thing even a little bit similar is that the hood, the arms make the hood, and the legs make the undercarriage. But it goes about it completely different ways. The backpacks are completely different. Like on this one, the hoods end up just folding into panels on the side of the arms. This one right here, they really do work in very well with the arm. It's all, you know, you don't just have a panel hanging off of the arm. It's well integrated. It's part of the arm. Going around to the back, this one right here, I really do like the way that it comes together in a V right there, but as you can tell by me having to put this up again, the fenders really don't hold together all that well. This one right here, I really like the way they have this. I like to keep them up like this, but you can also collapse it down like this. That also looks very good. You have a couple options on how you want to do this one. The way that the sleeper transforms on this one, I like a lot. This one right here, the sleeper splits in half, rotates, collapses, and then folds. This one right here, another area where this is completely different in the transformation from this one. I'll get to that whenever I get into the actual transformation. Posability, you have just about the same amount of posability. Like, you have just a little bit better than 90 degrees right here. You have exactly 90 degrees right here. Both of them, if you try and stow the blades, you lose almost all arm articulation. They gotta stay bent. You can't really pose either of them with the swords stowed and the arms straight. This one right here, it hits this right here. Same thing with this one. The blade will hit this blue panel hanging off of the upper arm. That said, one thing I will give this one, the smaller version, points for is stability. The feet are very well articulated. He can remain stable in some pretty ranged out poses. This one right here, they have ball joints in the ankles, and they can't really move any forward. As soon as you start moving them forward, it hits the top of the foot. Going this way, you have a massive amount of articulation, but you can't really do anything with the back leg. That said, this guy looks good just standing there. This one right here looks good standing there, but he can also be posed quite nicely. Not knocking this one, but if you've been holding off on getting this styled Optimus Prime because of price or whatever reason, this is a very good substitute. Get this guy out of the way and transform the little one. This one, you really want to get... Oh, I forgot to... Oh, well, I can show this while it's closer anyway. A big part that I don't like about this guy right here is the gimmick they gave him. He has a removable matrix, which on the surface sounds wonderful. Let's give him a removable matrix. That's great. Here's how you have to get to the matrix. First off, pop his shoulders out to the side. Now that you've got that out to the side, you got to take the chest and just flip it up past his ears. You don't actually have to go quite that far, but while you're doing it, you might as well. Once you've got this silver plate, the one I said you used to get the head out, you have to take and disconnect that from his breastbone. And then, now that you've got all this done, you can take and pull this red portion of his chest down, and it's jammed. This is the reason I don't like this. The way that everything is laid out in here, this is the Matrix. It's the new movie-style Matrix, the little swirly, spiky, stab you in the chest thing. It is wider than the hole, than the cavity in his chest. Whenever you have it on this little blue carrier deal, it hits on both sides going down into his chest. Like, let me see if I can get this out of the way so you can see. Going down into the chest, right there, it starts hitting on both sides. Go down any further, and one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to stay there and pop off, and the little blue carrier is going to finish going down, or it's going to go all the way... Okay, it went down without popping off this time. Now it's down in there, and you go to come back up with it, it snags and bounces and falls off in there. Also, whenever you go to stow the head to go into vehicle mode, there is physically not room inside for this to stay on its peg and have the head go in at the same time. So the head jams it off of the little peg and squishes it, which mine hasn't really gotten deformed yet, but when I say that, it actually is not quite the right shape for the little hold on the peg thing. For all the effort and thought they must have put into this, they didn't put quite enough. I'm just going to leave this off because I don't feel like squishing it again. But we're going to go from right here into truck mode since we've got most of the work done anyway. The silver tab is going to fold down underneath the neck. Then you're going to take the head and rest it on the blue carrier like that and close all of this at the same time. Now, once you get it right there, without the matrix in place, the head just goes way up flush right here. just like it's supposed to. With the matrix in place, you've actually got to force it and squish it, otherwise you won't get the arms into the correct position. So that's my only beef against this figure, is one of its major selling points. Once you get that done, next thing you're going to want to do is just take the arms, put the hood forward. Oh, put the hands away first. Then move the hood forward on the forearms. Then you're going to take these blue panels on the bicep, rotate them forward to where the silver part is towards the wrist, and then rotate it back around like that to where it's now on the inside of the bicep. Well, actually it rotates the bicep with it. And then the air cleaner snaps into the forearm and locks all that together. Get that snapped in. Now that you're right there, you're going to want to take and make sure that you've got, the shoulder has a side that's smooth and a side with a screw. Keep the side that's smooth facing forward, then take the shoulder pylon blade looking things and fold them over the shoulder. Do that on the other side. You know, since we want both sides to be the same. Then once you get that, you're going to take and just bring everything over the top. These tabs underneath the windows on the doors, right there, kind of get in the way. You got to be careful of them. And once you get all that together, next surprise. The arms do not clip together in any way, shape, or form. The only thing holding the arms together in truck mode is the legs. So get all that just kind of situated as much as you can for right now. You can't get it perfect, trust me. Now, what I was talking about though, I like the way the sleeper transforms. This right here, there's a track right here, and all this just rides on it. So you're going to take and rotate both of these out to the side. Then there's another track right here. It pulls up, rotates around, and then comes in from the side like that. So this is very solid feeling. I like it a lot. The eyebrow on the truck is just going to take and come down over, snap together right there. And it's really starting to look like a truck. Gonna unclip the waist from the back of the truck. Get it to where it's run out just as far as you can get it. Just like that. Now you're going to take the legs, and the legs fold out quite a bit. Oh, and I was going to show you his stilt leg mode, and basically the joints in there are tight enough that you can actually stand them up like this. There's no real point in it, but I just thought it was goofy and I was going to throw it in, but kind of late now. So once you got all that done, take and fold the toes up, smash the heel spurs out, which actually they were already in. They come out about that far, and then it just closes back up. He's plenty stable even with it collapsed, so I usually don't worry about it because it doesn't clip into place out. One other thing I forgot in robot mode, the tires right here, one of them unclips and that gives him rotation in the thigh. With it clipped, no rotation. Oh, this is like the 4th time I've tried to film this, so I'm forgetting what it is I have and have not gone over. Like every other time I've ever done this, I've forgotten to show that right now is the best time to take and put his fuel tanks back on. Because later, you have to fight the legs if you don't get them in right now. So these right here are just going to go on right here. You're going to clip the lower legs together. Get that like that. Get all this kind of lined up. Very little of this guy clips together. The only thing really that clips together is the legs, and then the legs clip to everything else. Like the arms don't clip to each other. Well, you get the picture. Also have to line the fenders back up with some holes behind the turn signals. This one's already done. And now you just take, and on the chest piece, there's 2 pegs that go into 2 holes on this copper piece. Get all that together. And 2 of the hardest ones to line up for me are going from the doors to the steps. But once you get those 2 clips in, this thing is solid. In the front at least. The back has a little bit of slop to it. You can do like that with it. But once you get it pretty well lined up and everything's in place, everything does stay very nicely. This, I think, is the best solution I've seen to the rear fenders in the hitch. Just do like that, and it clips together. Very solid. It doesn't really have any slop in it in either mode. And then that clips to the frame that the tires are attached to. And once you get that, this guy is done. And you can't see him. And once you get to that point, this guy is done. Yeah, this needs to clip together. There. Now it's really done. Let me transform the other one. Now that we've got both of these in truck mode, these are both very good looking trucks. It's not like on the 2007 where both of them had good looking truck modes, but one of them kind of looked like the character from the movie, and one looked just like the character from the movie, except it had the front end of a truck hanging off his back. This does an astounding job to me of looking like what it's supposed to look like in both modes. This one does it very well as well in a smaller scale. It's about half the price. I really think that if anybody out there has been holding off on getting a movie Optimus Prime for whatever reason, if this is too much money, more than you're willing to spend, then I'd really give this one a hard look. If you just don't like the movie figures, that's fine. I mean, I think this is one of the better looking ones. I can actually see keeping either one of these on display next to my Gundams. But, very good looking. And, I don't know, this one is a whole lot easier to transform. Especially if you leave this out. And now, because I can't say one of these is actually better than the other, you know, this one is better if money's no object, and if you don't mind aggravating transformations. This one is better if you like to be able to display more stuff at one time because of the smaller size, being able to keep a little bit of money in your wallet. And both of them, of course, have my favorite feature of the movie Optimus Primes: Angry Face Truck Mode. Listen, y'all have a good day, and right now this video is 40 minutes long, and I'm hoping I can delete at least half of that.